You know, scandals have rocked the nation's top spy court, FISA, and they've been called worse than Watergate. But now House lawmakers are approving to extend its surveillance tools, albeit with some reforms. Watch this.
In the interest of our nation's security, we were able to get to common ground on this measure, giving the government the critical tools it needs to protect the country while advancing civil liberties and privacy rights.
For some of my colleagues who I know are concerned that this doesn't go far enough, we believe that we have all the reforms that are necessary.
But do we? Fox News senior judicial analyst and host of Liberty File. Even before this happened, Judge was not pro-FISA. Judge Andrew Napolitano called this renewal constitutionally offensive! Exclamation point. And then he said, Judge, don't touch the prompter anymore.
Right.
So, Judge, what changes happened and why isn't it far enough?
The statute that expires Saturday night is the one that allows judges to issue what are called general warrants. A general warrant is not based on probable cause or suspicion, and it doesn't identify the person or thing to be seized or to be surveilled. For example, we need a warrant to listen to all the phone calls in a given area code or a given zip code. One of these warrants was for all the customers of Verizon, right, all 113 million of them. That absolutely defies the Constitution, and it creates the culture in the FBI and the intelligence community that caused all the problems that the president had. All the attitude, we can get a warrant from the FISA court. It's so easy to get it.
Right.
We'll know everything the Trump campaign is doing. I'm paraphrasing
right,
conversations that obviously happened.
Sure.
These were the tools. This is part of the toolbox that Comey and company used against candidate Donald Trump that started all the problems that we still have today.
You know, and Judge, for the people who are horrified by the FISA abuses, nothing really changes because the people in the higher reaches of our federal government, nobody really got in trouble. Some people are no longer on the scene, but nobody was held accountable.
You're exactly right. And the same thing will happen again. The only changes in this new bill are cosmetic, some secret reporting requirements to the Attorney General. So if
Why are the Republicans on board with this?
I don't know why the Republicans are on board with this. More Republicans voted against it than voted in favor of it. So it's a group of nearly all Democrats and a good chunk of Republicans. But think of this. You have Jim Jordan and Devin Nunes, along with Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, agreeing on this because they're doing what the intelligence community wants, notwithstanding this track record of violating our rights.
Carter Page commented on it. He said the sham bill represents the latest lazy authorization of completely unchecked bureaucratic power. This remains a historic failure of epic proportions.
He's absolutely right.
I mean, his life was changed because of this.
It doesn't dial back any of the authorities.
You want the Judge, you want the president to veto this?
I want the president to veto this because the president knows he has been victimized by this culture, which allows suspicionless warrants on no basis whatsoever. Mr. President, if you're watching, tell them this is not good enough and it violates the Constitution and that you have been victimized by it.
All right, Judge, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
We'll see what happens.